In the shadowy corridors of the Cold War, many stories were born, stories that history only learned of years after their files were closed. Among these stories is that of John Cairncross, a man who lived between two worlds, one public, visible to all, and the other shrouded in secrecy and deception. John Cairncross was a brilliant young man from Scotland who studied at Cambridge University, where the British elite was forged and where decisions that changed the face of the world were made. His intelligence and persuasive arguments made him a remarkable student, but he was also a man with a profound sense of justice, seeing British injustice, colonialism, and classism as a betrayal of humanity. In those oak-paneled halls, his thoughts leaned to the left, toward the Soviet Union, which he then saw as the standard-bearer of social justice. When Cairncross joined the civil service in London, he suddenly found himself at the heart of Britain's secret circles. He worked in the Foreign Office, then in intelligence, and finally in the nuclear research program. There, information flowed through his hands like blood in his veins, and he realized he now held the keys to the secrets that governed the world. But while his colleagues celebrated the Allied victories in World War II, he was secretly sending small suitcases of coded documents to Soviet agents. He wasn't motivated by money or fame, but by a vague belief that a balance of power between East and West would prevent humanity from committing nuclear suicide. He saw passing on secrets not as treason, but as a moral duty, as he once told a close confidant. On cold nights in 1943, as the British were considering the possibility of developing an atomic weapon, the first copies of those studies were finding their way to Moscow. No one suspected this quiet, steadily walking official who never raised his voice, the man who sipped his tea in silence and smiled shyly. He was the quintessential shadow man. Years passed, the war ended, and London began to haunt the ghosts of spies. As the threads of the Cambridge Quintet unraveled, Cairncross's name began to appear in secret reports, but he had already quietly left the scene.